What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the scramble that is the start of the Adam Taylor stream. I did not get a chance to sharpen my tungstens today. And come to think about it, I haven't even turned the welder on today. I saw that counter get down to 30 seconds and I really wanted to start it again. Show you the welder booting up there. Get a nice loading screen of my logo on the welder. It's pretty bloody awesome. George is here. Welcome, George. Thanks for rocking up to the start of the stream. Okay, here I am. What have we done? I did not set up well tonight. Let's jump over here. So tonight is probably going to be very similar to how the stream started, which is utter chaos. I was trying to think today, what could I stream that would actually help me rather than be something for the sake of streaming. And the only thing that I could come up with was answering emails and doing some design work. And you would literally just be watching me sit there and breathe. So I've come up with another plan, and that is to weld some of these dice. I've just prepped a whole bunch of plates. These are some that I have welded previously, and I use these as test cubes to test new welder settings, and really just to test welder settings or material finishes if I'm trying something new. They're 100 mil cube, so the welder spits out the settings in 100 mil increments, so it gives you a travel speed of what it recommends you should travel, 100 mil, which is why I designed these to be 100 mil. And I just put the dice in them because it makes it a bit more interesting than just a square, and you don't get that annoying trying to finish it off. A sealed box, trying to seal up a sealed box, which is next to impossible. So I've got 3 there that can go away for now. And this one that I keep on my desk all the time, let's jump into looking screen. I have lined the inside of it and left the number 1 hole open, and that's where I put my spent filler wire. So it keeps it all collected, and then when I go to put my scrap metal in, this will weigh a decent amount and be worthwhile scrapping. So I've just prepped a couple of parts there. I think 3 cubes in total. And I learned today, which I haven't done on these previous cubes, is that dice are supposed to be a particular order, not just random. So I printed this just now to try and make these ones in the correct dice order. Working on the car, I've got a time to watch a bit longer. Awesome, great. I'm super glad to have you here. Show off that video I sent. I'm more than happy to share it on my Instagram. Sharing it on the stream. It's just going to be you and me watching it, man, and we've both already seen it. So I can chuck it up on my Instagram. Get you some more traffic for sure. Definitely super happy to do that. It looks great as well, which I said already, but yeah, it looks really great. I particularly like the music. It was a bit eerie, the music to start with. Nobody's going to know what we're talking about, but you will. But yeah, I really like the track. once it got going. So what I want to do is I just want to grab a link. So in the title here, I've got make a weld porn worthy weld. Now, weld porn is a funny thing for me. So it's a Instagram page primarily, and they feature other people's welds. And I have never, in my 12, 13 years of welding, I have never had a weld featured. And I never tag weld porn because I was told once that you should never tag it yourself. You should always have someone tag on your weld picture that the weld porn, like at weld porn, or hashtag them in some way. So I've never actually forcefully tried to shoehorn my way onto weld porn, and thinking about that, like, I think that's a bullshit rule, or as a brawl, as we know them as. I've just got the stream up because I'm trying to get the chat, since I forgot to preload the chat. So yeah, so tonight I'm going to try my luck at getting a weld good enough to tag weld porn. We're going to play around with some settings, some fillers, and some processes. And if nothing else, I'm just going to pop it in chat now. We're going to improve my photo on my my practice kits, which are these cubes, because the photo is freaking atrocious. I have no idea how I thought that that was a suitable photo to put on my website. Uh, 11 AM drop by tomorrow. Yeah, man, of course. I'm here pretty much all the time. I don't have any bookings for me to be out of the shop tomorrow, so I will be here. I do work with the door locked, but if I know you're coming by, I'll leave it unlocked. If you don't have the address, I will flick it to you. I don't think I've made the address for this shop public yet. But yeah, I'll flick it to you on Facebook. So how am I going to sort this order out? Not the photo isn't too bad. It's not too bad, but it's definitely not a good representation of the quality of work that I expect from myself. And we, if nothing else, are going to rectify that tonight. Let's start by setting up the TIG torch. So I have the number 4 cup right here. So what's going on here? There we go. So I've got the number 4 standard cup on the torch right now. Something weird is going on right now. I think no, we're all good. There's something weird going on with this camera. I had it happen the other night. All seems to be good right now. Might have just been the focusing. So I've sharpened myself 2 tungstens. If I need to sharpen them midstream, I will do so. I don't think I can get a camera over there, but if nothing else, I'll zoom you in and we'll just make it happen. But yeah, it was the countdown for the stream start was at 30 odd seconds when I realized I didn't have any tungstens ready to go. So this, I'm switching over to a gas lens, and I usually run a number 5. This one's a little bit dirty. It's still a good cup. The way to clean it, if you ever need to clean any nodules inside, is to just get a little bit of aluminium filler, or whatever material you're using. It probably doesn't matter, and just work that around inside, and it will actually just knock off any little nodules or anything in there. And what I might just do is just replace the thing, since I don't really go through that many. But I won't throw it out, I'll keep it. Here's a thrashed one. That's my last one that I didn't want to throw out, but that has made it to the throw out pile now. So screw that number 5 on, and you'll see there, I also brand them. So I have a CO2 laser, and I just pop them in the laser and put my logo on them. And you see I've got my logo on my TIG torch handle as well that I've made. Somewhere along the line I decided that having logos literally everywhere in the shop was the greatest thing ever. And that way, my theory is that way, anytime I take a photo, there's a chance I can get a logo sort of naturally, but without having to walk it over to the wall with the logo on it or something like that. I can always just easily pop a logo on in the background or in a photo, or in this case I can drape the TIG torch across a part to take a photo. I have this awesome little 3D printed logo as well that I can always put in the background if need be. But a little bit of, I guess, some advice if you've got your own shop or building your own brand. For years I was so scared to have my logo everywhere, like it was pretentious. But in my last shop I started spray painting it everywhere. So I made a stencil, and literally any surface that I could spray it on that the landlord didn't own, I would spray it on, so it would always be in the background that way. But now that I've got a laser and a CNC machine and all that cool stuff, I can just make myself sick neon signs, or on the back of this wall here I've got a beautiful AT Performance mural. But yeah, super cool. And yeah, my advice is put your logo on literally everything. So let's get our little cheat sheet, I guess. So we've got one here, which this one was originally a here you can see, if I zoom you in you'll be able to see better, I think. Won't leak the address. I'm not actually worried. I do intend to broadcast the address. I just what actually happened was I have been locked out of my business Google account, so I'm in the process of reactivating my Google account. So once that's done, then I'll update the business address and start the ball rolling. But because I've moved from South Australia to Queensland, and then to 2 different shops, or 3 different shops now, this is the 3rd in Queensland, Google thinks it's a bit suspect and wants to verify postal address. That's what's going on. Pretty standard. So they basically post you a letter, you verify the code that they post you, and things get rolling again. Anyway, so this guy here has gone through the tumbler. So I got a few that didn't tumble nicely, so I've just burnished them today. So I've got one here that's just tumbled and burnished, and then one that is actually 2 that have just been laser cut and burnished. So the number one I am replacing with my logo. So we'll pop him in there. We're doing a number 3 in here. This one is burnished on both sides. Right after I burnished it, you can see just where my thumb is down here. I dropped the burnisher on it as I was trying to put the burnisher down. It was just me rushing, trying to get this done before the stream starts. And the 2 goes here. So I haven't done my 2 diagonally like this picture has. I wonder if that's like a legal requirement to do the 2 diagonal. I might amend that for future cubes, but we will put it this way, I think, because thinking about when this, let me zoom you out, thinking about when this panel folds up, there'll be plenty of meat here and here for it to seal against, instead of it being hole to hole on the number 6 there. So the 6 is going to be the cap, the way that we're doing it here. I think this is going to be mentally challenging for me. So if I spin that around like this to match my picture, let's put the picture over here. We'll just see how we go. We've got a sharp tungsten. Let's chuck this welder in a straight current setting. So we're going to play around with the welder a little bit tonight. I was thinking about playing around with the filler wire, but I think ultimately for this I want to run 1.6 mil, and I only have 4043 in 2.4. So I think I'll order some, and we can try that another time. See these? I guess I'll show you these as well. So these are the, can I show you over this way? So over here I have the, God, I can't think, Blue Demon TIG rod tubes. They come with a little spacer to make them metric, but I make these little 3D printed click-on tags. I actually designed these to fit on 2-inch PVC pipe, and I've got them on Thingiverse. If anybody wants them, I'll find you the link and you can print these yourself. But they actually fit perfectly on the tubes. I think these are, I actually can't remember the brand of these tubes now that I'm actually thinking about it, but they click on these perfectly. I've also 3D printed a holder, which I'll make available. I'm actually trying to figure out how to put my 3D STLs, my files, up on my website, so people can download them for free directly from me, instead of me having to upload them to Thingiverse. And if anyone's into 3D printing, you'll know the rigmarole with Thingiverse at the moment. But basically, I will make these available on my website for download at some point. Anyway, God, that was a ramble. Chris is here. G'day, Chris. How you doing tonight, man? All right, let's get tacking on this cube. Let's get tacking on this cube. So I'm just going to hold it, and by the time we get around 3 sides, it'll square itself, and we'll be able to keep tacking up. This isn't going to be in an angle you can see, but put your welding helmet on, we'll jump in a welding screen and we'll get to tacking. Alright, that tacked up nicely. So I ended up going the whole way around. I was going to come back to you before I put that top on, but I think you get the gist of what's going on here. Now the ATP side and the number 2 side are our best sides as far as heat management is going to go. Number 3 is not too bad either. It's a bit rickety. Look at that rocking and rolling. It does have some flat sides to it. So they're the sides that I want to leave for last, but the ATP side is also the side that I want to look the best. So I might jump onto that at some point during the welder, but just sort of going to wing it a little bit. So it makes logical sense to start on the number 6 side. And how should we do this? I think what I want to do is, I don't know, I want to get a really good weld. That's what I want to do. But I'm thinking, how can we make it interesting? So if we were just to go, let you join me down here to the weld assist setting. We've just selected, we'll go again. So weld assist, aluminium, 2 mil thick, outside corner joint, excuse me, position B. So 155 millimeters a minute is what it's recommending. I said earlier that 100 mil is what the machine puts out. 100 mil is just an easy divider, is what I mean. So if this was 115 mil or 125, the maths gets a bit more difficult, at least for me, to do in my head. So the issue we get here is that the machine settings are optima wave, they are 60 Hertz, -25, whereas we're normally square wave. We're normally 123 Hertz and -28. The other thing that happens here is the 57 minimum and the 82 maximum on the amperage gives the throttle response, the foot pedal control, a really limited window. I think this setting really wants you to run a downslope, and I'm not actually certain on how the downslope works when it's programmed, if it overrides the minimum setting, or if it will only downslope to the minimum setting. So in my experience, when running Optima, definitely need a few more amps in there. So I'm just going to change the amps but leave the default settings as standard. And now we're going to start a weld. Yeah, Chris, I'm going awesome today. The CNC machine ran for 7 hours. It's like 7 hours and 40 minutes or something today. So I've been earmuffs, trying to drown out its 68 decibels or something with the dust collector running. So it's been a noisy old day, but very, very productive, which I'm happy about. Trying to make up for that delay, I guess the delays that the world is having at the moment. Let's jump into the looking screen, zoom you in, and going to be welding across this face here. Let me try and center that for you, focus it up. And running across there looks awesome. Let me put your welding helmet on and let's dive in. Before I do dive in, this is 60 Hertz. Anything under 100 Hertz has messed around with the stream, so I just want to go bare bones what the machine spits out, bar we messed around with that amperage, but if the stream cuts out, I'll be back. But I guess I just wanted to preface that. Alright, that didn't feel very nice at all. Pretty sure we had exactly the same problem last time we welded 60 hertz. That was not very nice. Interesting experiment, but 60 hertz just isn't for me. And also optimal wave doesn't make me very happy either. So let me show you what I'm doing. Let's jump down here. So I've just gone back to profile number 1, which is my favorite profile for welding 2mm outside corner joints. And what I'm going to try on this one is just ripping it up to a 169. Sounds perfect, doesn't it? So just bouncing way past that 123 and trying just a higher frequency, see what goes on. This is totally untested on stream, so we are all learning right now. Let's jump in here and make sure you can see. It all should stay pretty good because we're a square. So everything should be in focus and in shot all the time. Jump into welding screen. Why, but the arc just really felt like it was wandering. It's just an atrocious weld. We are not off to a good start for the theme of tonight. Nothing feels good at the moment, but let's just keep on keeping on and look for that magic setting. I think I'm blaming the wrong thing, but it just feels super hot there. I want to keep that frequency up high and just experiment with changing to sine wave there as I come down that other side, and I am just going to pop a chill block on there and see if I can get into a position where you guys can see. Maybe, oh, no, I can't go that far, unfortunately. So my cable's too short. But I can do that. So I'll just hang that chill block back. Pop your welding helmet on, we'll go the long way. And jump in a welding screen. now we're moving in the right direction. So what did we do? We did 169 hertz, the right amount of hertz, with a sine wave. Sine wave really, when it works, it really gives a really nice smooth edge to the outside edge of the bead. I just realised my air purifier is still on. I don't know how annoying that noise was, but it's been on this whole time. I have a shop air purifier that I turn on when I'm grinding aluminium or doing any cutting MDF or anything like that. It has a charcoal filter and a 5 micron filter, and in the middle I have a HEPA filter. I forget the rating of it though. And you should see the shit that it catches. Definitely recommend fitting one to any workshop. I don't care if it's home or business. Put an air purifier in your shop if you're making dust. You will thank me when you live a little bit longer, I think. So what do I want to change? That's what I'm thinking. What if we just buzz this up to 200 hertz? It's gonna, let's get 185. Let's not get too excited, Adam. And see how we go on this weld. We've still got the chill block on. You guys just want to zoom in a bit more and focus. Get your welding helmet on and let's weld. Yes, that felt quite unstable as an arc, but did give a really nice weld. Definitely get that undulation when I do anything except square wave, so we're sine wave, just for a reminder. But definitely better than those first two welds that were bloody atrocious. Just focus you in there. So this one here was the 185 hertz. This one was the 169 original off the machine settings, and then I forget what the change was over here, but some crap that didn't give us a nice looking weld. So I'm going to keep that frequency high and just flick over to Optima, see if I can get a little bit wider of a bead on this. We're definitely getting some heat into the part now, which is not a bad thing at this stage. So let's zoom in, line you up here, get that focus, or that focus is hard to find, right there. I'm going to pop your welding helmet on and let's weld out this side. I don't know how well you can hear that, but that sounded terrible. It felt terrible. It was terrible. Not as bad as a Weld as what we started out with. You can see it way too hot through here, but that's where those two holes were lining up. I don't know. Optima is just not for me. Is the short version. No matter what I do, I can't get on with Optima. So I've just kept it at 185 Hertz and we're flicking over to square wave. I'm just going to buzz to the opposite corner of the part to get away from the heat. Not that it really gets away from the heat, but we're going to buzz down here. Pretty well in focus. Let's jump in a welding screen. So 185 Hertz on square wave is not a comfortable sound to listen to, not even a little bit in real life. Doesn't sound too bad on the stream, but well, not too bad. Definitely a square wave sort of guy, I think. Look, I don't think it's worth turning the Hertz up. I don't think we're actually gaining anything. I guess at least on the quest for a WELDPORN worthy weld, I think we're definitely traveling in the wrong direction. So square wave, I'm dropping that down to 90 Hertz for an experiment, and now that there's a fair bit of heat in the part, I'm actually thinking about trying the 4043 in a 2.4 mil. Might have to up the amperage a little bit, but I'll just try it with where we're at. Put your welding helmet on, chuck in a welding screen. That's not going to do it either. Definitely better, but a 2.4 mil filler on 2 mil aluminium is just too much. It's just pulling too much heat out. It's not going to do it tonight. So am I saying that we're just going full circle back to our original settings? Is that what's happening here? We just go to 123 Hertz, square wave, bog stop. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Since I'm feeling a bit crazy right now, so we're at our bog stop settings. I'm just going to turn pulse on, and you might hate me after this, but let's just set a pulse setting at 20 Hertz, which is as high as this machine goes. It's a little bit flashy, so I guess this is the epilepsy warning. I don't think it's quite epilepsy inducing, but let's just see how it goes. I would prefer that to be 200 Hertz or higher would be great instead of 20 to get that pulse time right up, but we're experimenting tonight. We're trying to find the perfect setting. Going back to a 1.6mm filler. You have your welding helmet on already, good job. So I don't actually have the stream on to watch. I am listening to it, but I'm not watching it. It sounds fine, but it doesn't look too bad in camera, but it gives me anxiety, that pulse rate. It literally makes my heart beat faster. I highly doubt anyone from Kempi is going to see this stream, but can you send me a USB or something that will update the firmware and let me run, I don't know, 200 Hertz, 20,000 Hertz? Just up that pulse rate, up the wazoo. I want that to buzz like a swarm of mutated bees. The greatest thing on my old Token Tools machine was that I could turn that up off the clock and run a really bizarre, let's jump in there and look, I could run like a 95% on time on that thing, and it would act like welding on straight current, but have the beauty of the benefit of pulse. I really miss being able to have full access to settings, but this machine is a beautiful power source. I'm not knocking it in any way, but I just wish I could turn up that frequency. We're dropping down to 5 Hertz. This is gonna suck, maybe, or it's gonna be the secret sauce and we're gonna weld amazing. All right, you can definitely hear the difference in that one. It didn't go well. It I don't know, same shit. It makes my heart beat faster, and I'm not a fan. I really want to. I wish. What I'm actually trying to say is that I wish that there was a magic setting that would make me a great welder, but there's just not. And I know everybody in the world wants it to be so, but there's just not. Is that strong enough? Yes. I just grabbed my airline. I have this coil line, and I put a rare earth magnet halfway down it, so I could lift it up over things, and it's the bloody best thing ever. It's literally just a magnet zip tied to an airline, and it's a really awesome addition to the shop. I'm just going to cool this part down. Yeah, 10,000 on the Fronius is loud. Yeah, once you get up there, it's bloody loud. What do you got? Pulse Pro, is that a Fronius specific thing? I think we've spoken before about the Miller firmware lock. There was a conversation that I had with Kempy at one point, and they thought that their machine went up to 30,000 hertz. But I don't know if that's like, you know, companies know things that the public doesn't, like if it's just one of those things. But yeah, I don't think there's much else I can change. I can't, like, obviously I can change the base current, but that's not going to make that pulse any more comfortable to use. Should I try a 1 pulse per second? What if I go 1 pulse per second, but go the opposite, do a, you guys can't see, settings. If I just drop that down to 30, that wants to go, what's a 10% on time going to be like? There's only one way to find out. 10% on time. Let's do it. I'll drop this back here and pop your welding helmet on. I want to block your ears for this one. That was underwhelming. I really thought it was going to power more current in, and I know I can turn it up, but fuck that. What I was intending to do was go the old 33% on time, and we'll try that out for a 1 second pulse. Yeah, and I'm not even learning anything now. I'm just literally just messing around. 33% on time, I think is a pretty popular setting. Definitely gets you a nice controllable bead, but it is not getting me any closer to the intent of the evening, which is to get the ultimate weld. So I think we've more than established that my settings are pretty good without messing around with them. So let's just jump up here. I'm literally just turning pulse off and double checking my settings are okay. So here we're back to our, why does, to you, has that camera frozen? That camera's frozen. I don't know how long that camera's been frozen for. So I'm back to square wave. We just got to lock that focus up on that camera. Let's jump in here, lock the focus, and let's change that brightness so you can see it a little better right there. Yeah, that's working okay. So we're back to square wave, we're back to 123 Hertz, negative 28, 110 max amps. Just back to where we started, and now it's all me. So we got our settings, we got no aid from the machine, and now I am going to get myself dialed in, and we're going to get this weld. Pulse Pro Pack, $900. So that is for the Fronius, I'm assuming. Yeah, and go the Master TIG instead. Yeah, the Master TIG, I think even if it offered the unlock like a firmware upgrade, I would be tempted at this point. But it definitely would have steered me away, like it did with the Miller machine. But now, after owning it, I think I'd be happy to invest if it did what I wanted it to do. But then do I even need it? Like, if you just treat it as a really good power source, it's doing that already. But I don't know, I kind of want to go the Everlast machine. Like, I could have bought 2 or 3 Everlast machines for the price of this, and I guess longevity will be the tell. If this machine is still ticking along many years from now, then you know, then it's worth its weight. But I don't know, I can't help but feel like it wasn't the best deal. What are we doing here? We're back to standard settings. I'm literally just going to get my eye in, and then we're going to play with the dab rate of the filler wire. Okay, so this is the weld we just did here. It is by far the best weld on the whole damn cube. But I had to go through the experiment. I don't think I would have even done this tonight if I didn't intend to mess around with settings. And what if I found a better setting? I'm never going to know if I never try, so I'm glad that I tried. I do want to seal that cube off, but I'm going to tack up the next one first, I think, and let that just cool on its own. We'll zoom you out and get you in focus. My my little piece of paper blew off the table before, so let's just go grab him. So we've got our little how to assemble a cube, a dice, and we're doing 2 up there, 3 over here, 4 over here, 6 is for later, 5 over here, another 4, 2, 3, and ATP in the middle here. So 2, 5, 4, 3, 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and click all this together. I am just going to stop listening to the stream. If I can figure out how to do that. There it is. So if the stream audio dies, I won't know. Let me know. And for the next, let me turn that brightness up and clear my notifications. Not that I think you're going to see anything you shouldn't, but so I have a metronome on my phone, and usually I weld at 115 BPM. It's playing in my ear, and shortly I will show you what I'm listening to. Opposite side should add up to 7. Is that the secret? I'm just like, the previous cubes that I've made I've just done randomly, and then somebody said that a cube has to go together a certain way. Opposite sides add up to 7. Bloody beautiful. Thank you. That's awesome. That's so easy. Okay, so I can't hear myself talking, and that's really weird. Let's put your welding helmet on. I'm just going to tack up this entire cube, and I'll see you in a sec. I'll put you in the screen where you can see me. Okay, so all tacked up. One question I had at the start of the stream, and I don't think you were here yet, Chris, but my number 2 I have up and down, and on this picture I have, it's on a diagonal. Is that a regulation thing? I will, next time I make these, I will pivot it around, but I know nothing about dice. So, yeah, other than I wanted a cube and I didn't want it to be boring. Okay, so I have the metronome playing, and I'm trying to figure out how I can broadcast it, and I don't actually know, but I think that if I stick my phone over here, you may be able to hear it. I'll just turn off my headset. And that's 115 BPM, which is going to designate, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to weld and hear that. That's my concern, whereas it's when it's in my ear in the headphone, I can hear it no problem. So we're welding across this face here. Let's zoom all the way in. Find focus, and I can't even hear if you can hear that. Focus, we'll put your welding helmet on and we'll give this this metronome a try in this configuration. Let's go. Alright, cool. You can hear it? Yeah, I thought it might be a tone that that microphone picks up. Basically, I just have the microphone volume turned down. Yeah, I think you're right on that too. That it's literally just the 3 side with the center hole removed. So I don't know why I didn't pick that up when I was putting the holes in, but I'm pretty sure I drew it manually. Like I just drew the DXF in like Vectric or VCarve actually. Did I even show you that weld? Got a pretty good weld there. I got a bit hot at the end there. I started panicking. I started panicking with the speed of the metronome, totally forgetting that the metronome is not a pulse setting. It's just an audible cue, which is the beauty of the metronome, is that if things change during the weld, super simple to override it. So I'm just going to drop down to 110 BPM. Can I show you? I can't show you. It wants me to make an in-app purchase. 110 BPM. Let's fire him up. A little bit slower. So I have the 2 clicks. So the deep one is the filler wire, and the high one is to travel. So basically it's dab, move, dab, move, dab, move. And that's how I have this metronome set up. That works pretty well for me. We'll put your welding helmet on. An old welding prop. I don't have any more. So I used to have an old prop. So when I would do welding lessons for people, I had a prop. Let me zoom out and show you. So in conjunction with the metronome on the straight prop, and I'm talking to you and you can't hear me. So I used to have a prop, I can't find it now, but in conjunction with the metronome, which I'll just turn off so I don't have to shout over it. So fingerprint won't work with the gloves on, obviously. So I had score lines in it every 1/8 of an inch. So along with the metronome, it would give a tactile rib for the torch movement. So resting a finger on it, you could feel the next rib on the glove, as long as you weren't using thick leather gloves. So that would, the metronome would set the travel speed, and then the notched prop would set the travel distance. And I found it to be a really great way to get people to make really nice looking beads really quickly. Haven't done welding lessons for a long time. It is on my list of things that I would like to start doing again now that I have this beautiful space. What I want to do for the next weld is just add a bigger ball to the tungsten. So we'll come in here and go to setting number 10, which is my bowling setting. And get in a welding screen. So far it seems to be working. We're going to spin this cube around so we're attacking. There is a bit of a gap in it, and I just want to attack the gap from the open end first. And why don't I have a whole conversation while I'm still in the welding screen? Did I change from a non-welding screen to a welding screen just to start talking then? Possibly. So we're welding across here. Bold the tungsten, 4mm stick out, everything looks great. Let's chuck that metronome back on again. And dive into a welding screen. Oh, first, better put your helmet on. And now dive into a screen. We've done it. So that's on the metronome there. I just bumped it up to 113 beats per minute as I went around that corner, and that travel speed, which was for this side here, looks bloody brilliant. So just like that, we've managed to tune in our travel speed. The only variable is the dab width, but I have a width that works well for me, but certainly something that you can control by, you know, if you put this in a lathe and just put a little notch all the way along it. Definitely a good little trick. Anyway, so I'm going to continue wrapping around this part here. I really miss the background music on the welding stream. I'm just going to turn it on my end so I can hear it, and hopefully it doesn't affect the stream at all. apparently I can't turn it on while the stream's active. So that's fine. It just means no music for me, just the sweet, soothing sound of a metronome. So let's do these next two sides and just see how it fares as we travel. Alright, sounded like we got the stream restart during those welds. So this side here was 110 BPM, then we went to 113 and welded out the last three sides, and man, that looks good. That looks really good. So yeah, noticeable difference on the slower travel speed, 110 BPM. Noticeable difference compared to 113. So my default, I always start at 115. That's normally where I feel pretty good. So 113 tonight seems to be getting the job done. So I'm just going to bring that previous cube in that looks dreadful now, and just going to button up that last side while we give that other one a little opportunity to cool down. I forgot to put your welding helmet on. We got a really nice weld there. I think that was it along the top here? Yeah, so this weld here was where I went back to my original settings after messing around with these two here, messing around with all those other settings we were playing with at the start. And then right here, this one is the metronome, 13 BPM. I welded it from this angle, so it does look a little bit different to the other three, just because this face is the bottom of the weld instead of the top. So we're looking at this guy here. Looks bloody brilliant. Not dissimilar to just my natural rhythm without the metronome running. Not dissimilar at all. You can see if I get the angle the same, which is this direction, They look really similar. So nice little thing to just have in the background as that reminder to come back to. What the heck is that? It looks like grease. I just touched that. Where the hell did grease come from? Alright, so I'm going to buzz around the top of this one. I don't know if we're going to get this desired thing tonight. I guess it's a pretty lofty goal. I'm just going to drop down in my chair a little bit. And we're going to buzz across here. Chuck your welding helmet on. And I'm going to weld 3 sides. So I'll see you in a minute. A little bit too much heat where the 2 holes lined up. I saw it happening and it was already fanned out. It was about 3 dabs in. So I just tried to ride it out. It looks a lot worse than it did behind the helmet. And then on this side here, I had a little bit of contaminants here, which I wonder, you can see it on the top there, whatever that grease was, which there's no more on my table, whatever that little bit of grease was, I think got into the join there. But all in all, just way too hot. I should have stopped and cooled that part down. But I really wanted to get to a point where we could weld the top and just take a minute and cool that top down. so that brass block that I've been using there is like red hot. I can barely hold it even with gloves on. So we're back to aluminium chill blocks, which they've cooled back down again. We're going to weld across there. Just move that back a little so you can see. That should be fine. There's about 25 centimeter filler. Should be long enough to get this one side done. Pop your welding helmet on. Get in a welding screen. Something went wrong. I don't know how long that camera was dead for. It probably serves me right for doing a longer welding stint. The big reveal. Here we go. Turned out bloody beautiful. Let's kill that metronome. And take a look at this cube. Get him in the center. So I really wanted the Hero Welds to be on the logo side, which is why I left it to last. We've got that oil smudge there, but apart from that, it looks really good. Considering we started the night on this one here, we started on the number 6 side, so this is what we started with on the just the bog stock machine settings using the why can't I think of what it's called? Using the Weld Assist feature. We started here at 60 Hertz. Messed around with, where are we? Messed around with some pulse settings and all sorts of bits and bobs, trying to make the welder do the beautiful weld that we were looking for. Turned out that machine settings, in my case, don't really matter. The machine's a great power source, but all those extra features just don't spit out that perfect weld. So I'm really happy with that. There are some really nice angles on it, which I really love a intersecting corner weld like so. They all look really great, so I'm going to take some nice photos of this and see if I can get a shot worthy of posting on Instagram. I have no idea how to get a weld featured on WELDPORN. Is this good enough? I want to say no, but I mean, I've seen worse. So how the hell do you get featured on WELDPORN? I don't know. I'm going to take this and actually tag it because I've never done that before, and I really just used this video as an excuse to put that in the title and see how that does. It came up bloody brilliant, and I was going to weld a third one, but we've gone to that hour and 47 minutes, and I'm hungry. I need to go eat something. Demola in the chat, welcome to the stream, mate. You caught it right at the end, but I appreciate you being here. Really appreciate you being here. Try and get a reasonable look at that to exit out on. So there we go, an attempt at getting the ultimate weld. For me, the welder settings we've dialed in using this stream over the last 3 weeks. Tonight we added the metronome to set travel speed and ended up at 113 beats per minute. Great little addition to your toolkit if you've never tried it before. Grab yourself a metronome app and just put an earbud in your ear and give it a try. It's definitely better than trying to set your travel speed using a pulse setting, because you can see right here I ignored the metronome and did my own thing as I tried to recover from, I think there was a tack there, and definitely lets you get a really nice start on your welds. So yeah, highly recommend the metronome. I do have a video somewhere on my channel diving in a little bit deeper into metronome, but I covered it pretty well here as well. Oz Evo has joined as well. Thank you for joining right at the end. Whatever you caught, you're a bloody legend for watching. I really appreciate it. Everyone who's here right now, and Chris, who's been here the whole time. George was here at the start. You guys are awesome. I can't believe that people rock up to watch me weld in an evening. It really motivates me through the day to be here. I want to say for you, but in honesty, it's for me. You guys, it makes my day. It really does. So thank you guys for rocking up and being here. I really appreciate it. I'd love some feedback. If there's anything that I did tonight that you really liked, or anything I did tonight that you didn't like, or something you'd like to see me do in the future, let me know in the comments after this video is posted is the best way, or shoot me a PM. I'm sure all you guys know me and can shoot me a PM and let me know. I bloody love the feedback. I have been getting a lot of messages outside of YouTube and I really appreciate that. To anyone who popped in and didn't jump into the chat, you're bloody awesome. Thank you for checking it out. Everyone who watches the VOD after this stream was live, if you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike button. It really lets me know what I'm doing well and what I'm not. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already. The goal is to grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers to unlock YouTube's advertising situation. Basically, I can't click stream and go live. I have to do it through a third party because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So I'm cheesing it a little bit, and I would love to get access to YouTube's advertising tools. So if you feel like it, subscribe. I bloody love that too. You all rock, and today's Thursday, so I'm going to see you tomorrow, and we'll find something else fun to do. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.